Hey everyone, it's me again. Last thing that I want to share about with you guys is the events that happen at the end of each day's ride. So this year might look a little bit different, but this is kind of historically how it's gone. You ride all day. You're like going super fast or 17 miles an hour, how fast you guys go. I don't know. I'm never on a bike. And support crew usually reaches the final destination first unless you're going through a town that involves lots of twists and turns, and support crew is like directing the riders where to go. So usually support crew will get there first. There'll be people waiting at the church or whatever place that we're staying. Usually it's a church or a high school. And they'll meet with the people who are there, and they'll get everybody pumped up and ready for the riders to come in. They're like, oh, they're coming, and like we'll start clapping, and it's really exciting. The riders roll in, they're sweating, they're beaming, they're like super pumped to be able to get off the bike and off of the saddle. You'll see at the end of every day, I promise. And then everyone goes inside, and we have usually either a potluck dinner that's provided by the parish or the families in the area, or it's put on by their pro-life group or their Knights of Columbus or whatever. So sometimes it's like a spaghetti dinner kind of thing. Sometimes it's, like I said, potluck. And the riders and support crew's responsibility during that night event is to break up and to go to like different tables all throughout the like fellowship hall or the space, and to meet with the people, because that's what we're trying to do, right? We're trying to evangelize the message of the pro-life movement, and if we stick together in our little clump, even though it's comfortable, we aren't really able to do that effectively. And so we invite riders and support crew to go out by twos if you like, or if you need to, and to go to different tables and like learn about the people that are supporting you. They'll likely ask you about your day, your ride, where you come from, why you're involved, all that kind of stuff. Be prepared to answer those kind of questions. And that's why we have the portion of the manual that talks about your pro-life testimony, because they want to know that. They genuinely want to know you. And so be prepared, like the scriptures say, be prepared to give a reason for your hope. So dinner is usually the first part of the event. And then from here, things will switch up based on who is hosting the event. So sometimes if a pro-life or if the Pregnancy Resource Center is involved, they might be the one to stand up and like give an introduction. It might be the church that goes ahead and like thanks everybody for coming and then turns it over to us. Our portion of the night usually looks like this. Whoever's the ride leader will stand up and will thank everyone for coming. They will introduce the riders and support crew, and one by one you guys would stand up, tell who you are, where you're from, and what your role is on the team. And then usually one or two people will kind of give why they are a part of Biking for Babies, why they feel it's so important to be a part of this organization that's changing lives and saving souls. And last year, I'll tell you a funny story really quickly. Last year, we were in Jackson, Mississippi, or I was, with the Southern Route team. And oh my gosh, Jonathan Simpson was like on fire. If y'all haven't met Jonathan yet, he's awesome. He did your PRC connections video a couple months ago, and he was on fire and just like rattling off these wonderful statistics about things. And at the beginning of his talk, he had asked me, okay, time me. And I was like, I don't have my phone, I'll just guess. But then I got lost like listening to what he had to say. And then after a while, he was like, okay, how much time are we at? And I was like, I don't know, 15 seconds? It had totally been like over a minute or something like that. And it was really embarrassing for everybody, but mostly me. So things like that happen. It's all very off the cuff, but it's supposed to be authentic. That's the point of it, is whatever you share, whenever you're asked to share, should just be very authentic to you, to why you're doing this, to the urgency of the movement, because that's what people latch onto. And then someone, usually the ride leader again, will lead some sort of, inspirational, spiritual part. It's kind of like a call to action that says, like, scriptures tell us this is why we're doing this, we invite you to get involved. Not always the ride leader, so if you're interested in doing that, please step up. Or if it's assigned, like I think we assigned people last year, be prepared to give something like that. and to have that in your back pocket. So the last thing in the night is a call to action for everyone who's there to get involved in their communities, to get involved wherever they are, doing whatever they will, and then also ultimately to support Biking for Babies and the organizations that we represent. We'll have t-shirts there to sell, and usually one person is responsible for that for the night. And then the rest of the time it's just fellowship, and it's beautiful and wonderful, and we make some really cool connections at those things. So that's the general layout of what those look like. Yeah, every once in a while they get kind of like, woo, we don't really know what's happening because the person who's supposed to be here is not in charge, or the food's late, or like whatever, but just roll with it. It's good. God is in that community. He's alive and well. He's working through you guys and your interactions with people. So do not be afraid to just go and sit with people or go and initiate conversation with people, especially if they're young people. Because if you start talking to young people, we had a group in Tylertown, Mississippi, that there were a bunch of kids there, and they were so excited to see us. They're like jumping all over the place. They were singing songs for us. We'd end up going back to a parishioner's house, and this kid was like, you want to see some cool bike moves? And so he was like taking his bike everywhere and was riding around, popping wheelies and doing all this crazy stuff. It was so good. And that's what people like to see. They like to see the authentic community that we bring with us, and they like to see the celebration of life that we bring with us. And all of that we can do just by having genuine conversations. So if y'all have any questions about that kind of stuff, ask your ride leader about how it's going to look for your ride. More details are coming about each stop, and you'll have some more information to be able to expect, to better expect what's exactly going to happen on your ride. So hope your training, your fundraising, your PRC connection is going well. May God bless each of you. May He bring you lots and lots of peace during this busy time, or if this is not a busy time, still, you need peace too. Love you guys.